your hands and your arms can stay really relaxed. Kind of like a Kenny G song, if you will. They should be nice and relaxed. To make the left arm stay passively straight, or to see the width that you would see of players like Minwoo Lee or Ernie Els or Tiger Woods, you need to move in the correct sequence. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to My Golf DNA. We are out on the range today because we're gonna teach you how to build a better backswing, because a lot of you struggle to get a good load process built into your golf swing because you try to do way too much with your smallest muscles. If I had $1 for every single person that I see struggle with creating width because they're pushing their left arm across their center, folding this right arm up, or oversetting the wrist to try to get your golf swing started, then I would probably be a very wealthy person. In fact, we would probably have a private island with our own golf course that you and I could go play golf on all day, every day. But the reality is that we need to fix this by not creating lots of tension in your hands and your arms, which is taboo for a lot of you, because I see so many people thinking that you gotta have this left arm ramrod straight at the top of the golf swing. Or if I'm gonna get really wide with my right arm, I gotta be tense in my shoulders and my arms. That is the wrong sort of approach to being able to fix this. In fact, we're gonna teach you how to create width and good load processes in your backswing without being tense in your hands and your arms, which sounds like a trip to my private island. You ready to get started? All right, let's get to work. Do us a big favor. We're trying to get to 50,000 before the end of the year. Head down below, take a moment out of your time, and subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification, and do us a really big favor on top of that, because it makes us feel good about ourselves. Hit the like button, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post it up below. We'll help you out as best we possibly can. Step number one, what we're gonna do is we're just basically gonna create a lot of big body turn and establish the feel of creating a lot of width simultaneously. Now, the real reason why you don't actually have width in the swing shape is because you really do stop where your force of movement should be coming from in your big muscles, and you start to revert it to your smallest muscles, your hands and your arms. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do this responsibly and give you some focus points through your right shoulder, your right elbow pit, and your right arm and your body turn being synced up with one another all the way through this really robust body turn. And we're gonna do this for about 20 to 25 reps. And as always, when you're doing drills of this nature, what we're trying to achieve here in step number one is we're just trying to get our body kind of freed up and moving, creating sort of these simple little checkpoints in our brain that we know we can do repetitively. And then we're gonna back check these things on camera. I know a lot of you are probably gonna say to me by the end of this video, and you could save yourself the time by going down in the comments going, there's just too much information here, how am I ever gonna get this up to speed? I'm gonna consolidate it down for you as we go forward in this process. So what we're gonna be doing here in step number one is we're gonna be doing 20 to 25 reps with just the right arm on the golf club flipped upside down. I have my favorite 6-iron out of my bag today. You can do this drill with any golf club in your bag. You got it? Now, your right shoulder should be in a down and depressed position. Your right arm should be straight and relaxed. Now, the importance of having your right shoulder stay in a down and depressed position through your entire body turn is critical for you to be able to transfer speed from your trunk and your core. And the best analogy that I like to use here is that if you and I were boxers and we're getting ready to throw punches at one another, okay, I wouldn't hold my shoulder up by my ear and start trying to punch you. Why? Well, because that would be pretty powerless, right? But I would hold my shoulder down and in, and I would use my legs in the ground. Your scapula serves as that link for you to be able to transfer energy from down here. So what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be turning your body as full as you possibly can, legs and torso, and keeping this right shoulder as far away from your right ear as you possibly can. And you're gonna keep your right arm passively straight with the only small focus point of getting your elbow pit, which is right here, to rotate up towards the sky at the completion of the rep. And what this is gonna force your right shoulder to do is it's gonna force your right shoulder to start to externally rotate, or your humerus to start to externally rotate. Us golf instructors, we like to use fancy words like external and internal humerus rotation because it makes us feel better about ourselves. But what it does is it actually helps you set the club more on plane. That's a simpler way to kind of think about it. So you're gonna think about right arm staying straight. You're gonna maintain that connection between the top of your bicep and your chest, and you're just gonna turn, and you're just gonna stop when you can't turn your body any further. But you're gonna do this by trying to feel your rib cage leading the way and try to stay as centered as you possibly can. So I'm rotating my hips and my torso as much as I can, keeping my right arm straight. My elbow pit is rotating up towards the sky. And now I'm ready for step number two. Now, what we're gonna do here in step number two is we're gonna start to make this a little bit more difficult. But if you watched my video on Minwoo Lee, we talked about the importance of the right knee staying flexed and facing forward as much as you possibly can through the completion of your turn. Now what that's gonna do for you, just so you understand, is that yes, the knee is gonna turn out a little bit because my legs are coming off my pelvis at a tilt. And typically you'll see, somewhere between, 5 and 11 degrees of rotation of the knee in the direction away from the target. But the knee is not really rotating that much. It's not designed to rotate that much. That's a byproduct of the hip rotating. So what we're gonna do though, is we're gonna focus in on our center of our kneecap becoming like a laser beam. It's got a big laser beam coming out of it, and it's gonna be focused at a position that's just in front of your body here, and you're not gonna let it turn out away from it. You're gonna be that focused. Now when we do this, we're gonna still work on creating that good body turn and that good width, and we're gonna do it with our left arm across our chest. And what's gonna happen here is you're gonna start to feel some pretty significant changes with how much you can turn and what you're feeling through your body. So watch my right knee closely. So it turns out just a little bit. If I allow my right knee to rotate out a lot, my hips can continue to rotate. There's no speed limit for the hips. And so many of you at home are wired to think that I've got to rotate my hips 60 and 70 degrees. No. Create good load and good separation between your hips and your shoulders, and do it the responsible way, and you're gonna have a safer golf swing that's now got a better downswing ready to start to happen as a result. You got it? So 20 to 25 reps, right arm staying straight, body turning, right knee stay facing forward. When you get really good at this, and you can feel those big muscles going to work in your body, you should feel some of your lats, you'll feel your abs, your obliques, you will definitely start to feel some of your glutes contracting back here. Now, you're ready for step number 3 to make this a little bit more realistic. Step number 3. This is where we're gonna flip the club over, and we're gonna start making some real golf swings. But we're gonna be working to a Hideki Matsuyama kind of static pause position at the top, making sure that we focus on the right shoulder staying away from the right ear. The right arm is gonna feel as wide as we possibly can get it. And we're gonna make sure at the top of the swing that we have kept the right knee facing forward. So it's right knee facing forward, big turn, really wide. And I want you to know that when you have your left hand on the golf club, it's gonna be impossible for you to keep your right arm fully straight at the top of the swing. Okay, your right arm is gonna start to fold up a little bit, but you wanna make sure that you feel like you're being as wide as possible. Keep the arms fairly relaxed when you're doing this, and this is what it's gonna look like. Okay, so right knee is gonna face forward. I'm staying wide, turning. Now, what did you notice that I did from the top of the swing? Well, I made a downswing. Why? Well, because you're training yourself that that's the new position and the new load process that you're trying to inject into your swing shape. This is the piece that a lot of you will neglect. You'll go up to the top and you'll come back down to the bottom. Keep doing reps this way. So we're gonna start to do these reps in bunches of 5, and I'm gonna start to decrease the amount of pause time that I have in there. So right knee facing forward, turning wide. Okay. Feels good. I'm gonna try to hit a shot now, trying to feel that exact same thing. All right, so now what I'm trying to do in this session is I'm trying to stay connected to those movements that I just drilled. You should feel like your body is turning fully. You shouldn't feel any shrugging from your shoulders, and you shouldn't feel any tension from your hands and your arms to be able to get the golf club moving in this position. If you do feel tension, then be disciplined and go back to step number 1. How long is it gonna take you to get your right arm to stay straight and just turn? And how long is it gonna take you to get connected to your right knee inside of that movement? It's not gonna take you very long. Get connection to it. Keep going through the processes like this, and you're gonna see your practice sessions are a whole lot more productive, which is a good thing. I'm gonna do one more set, and I'll let you guys get out of here. See you guys in the next video.